I'm going to be first one here.
Welcome all to the November 2nd Wilton Town Board meeting. I'm going to start with a public hearing, 2024 preliminary budget. Anybody signed up?
Hey, Sue, why don't you get that?
I will. Thank you. No.
Anybody want to talk about it? Any questions for Maria?
Make a motion to close it.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Let's have a public hearing on code amendments. Anybody sign up for that one?
No.
Make a motion to close it.
Anybody in the audience want to speak?
No one wants to talk about code amendments?
Code revisions, amendments that we're
Fun, that's exciting stuff.
putting through.
Ask John, he'll tell you all about it.
I'll second the motion.
We got a motion second?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry, who made that motion? John did, I think.
John,
Okay.
Deputy Supervisor.
Motion the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Start with a pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Supervisor Lant,
Here.
Deputy Supervisor McCachran,
Here.
Councilman Bogardus,
Here.
Councilwoman Culligan. Here. Councilman O'Connor.
Here.
You all set? Anybody signed up to speak? Public comment?
Yes, I have Keith Kaplan. Is that correct?
How are you tonight?
Well, thank you. I know that the mall redevelopment plan is not on the agenda for tonight, but I thought I'd just throw my 2 cents out there, just to maybe in response to stuff I've seen in the newspaper. I frankly wasn't planning to come tonight, and then I saw those things, and I decided just to throw in my perspective. I served for a very long time in the Saratoga Springs zoning board, so I have some land use background on stuff. Looked at a lot of plans and considered things, maybe not this exact thing. But one thing that concerned me was in hearing that some folks were opposed to the plan, and I can't say I have a 100%, not 100% in favor or 100% against it. Okay, but I am 100% against the mall, a dying or dead mall being a little over a mile from my house. I have a very great concern about that. And so I'm very receptive to the concept of it. And one thing that kind of irked me a little bit was an objection in terms of additional traffic. If the mall was bustling, filled with stores that were active, there would be tons of traffic. So having a few hundred units, you have people living there, they'll do their commuting, they'll do their daily lives. It's not as much traffic as a bustling mall. Frankly, we'd like to have a bustling mall that would give us sales taxes. So I wouldn't say objecting to this on the grounds of traffic is valid in my book. So that's.
Where'd you hear that from?
It was something I saw in one of the articles.
I believe it's in one of
It was a
the...
misprint because I spoke about it, and that was one of the things I made clear, that traffic's not an issue. It was
Yeah, no.
designed to...
It's reassuring to
The
hear that.
newspaper.
That was my concern.
Yeah.
That was my concern.
So all I can say is, evaluate it on the basis of what it's going to do in terms of the vibrancy of the town. And from my perspective, a decaying piece of commercial real estate is something that causes me a great deal of concern.
All of us it does.
In terms of the future of this town. So I'd like to see something, and just don't want the answer being no, just the basis of traffic. So thank you.
We just got to get there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
That's it.
Did everybody get a chance to read the minutes from last month?
I'll make a motion to approve the pending minutes.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Maria, you want to talk about the budget?
Sure. Our budget, preliminary budget, reflects a roughly $144,000 decrease from the tentative budget that we discussed last meeting. There were a couple of projects that the board had felt that we need to look further into before we delve into, committing monies to them. It reflects a sound, balanced budget, and I thank the board for their input.
Most of it had to do with equipment.
Yes.
That we're just still kind of trying to figure out and explore and educate ourselves on.
Exactly.
I'll make that motion to adopt the preliminary budget.
I'll second that. Nice job, Marie.
Nice job.
Do we get a
I thought that
second?
budget workshop was,
We have a first and
Absolutely.
motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Code amendments. Counselor, did you get a chance to look them all over?
Glanced at them, a couple of questions, couple of comments, and one minor suggested proposed revision. My questions relate to, on the third page, section 129-109, in two places, the proposed amendment talks about so long as such expansion does not result in additional non-conforming use of the same or different, and the sentence ends with the word different. It seems like there's words missing, same or different what? That's in subparagraph B and subparagraph B1 and subparagraph B2. It doesn't matter if you go with the second choice, how it's proposed as either those three paragraphs, A and B, or what's below. If you just go with what's below, then it doesn't matter what's above.
What page was that?
Third page,
Sorry.
third page of the proposed amendments. See section 129-109? It's the largest paragraph that has an A and a B and a 1 and a 2.
yes, it's actually the fourth page in the packet.
Okay, I was going to say.
Cover page.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is,
Yep.
in the paragraph that D, as in boy,
Yep.
and both subsections 1 and 2 have proposed amendment language in red, and the proposed amendment language says, so long as such expansion does not result in additional non-conforming uses of the same or different, and then the sentence ends with the word different. It seems like it's missing something. Different what?
Same or
Use?
different use. Yeah. Should have been used,
So long as
yes.
such expansion does not result in additional non-conforming uses of the same or different use?
Yeah.
That doesn't
Oh,
make sense to
non-conforming
me.
uses, no, it goes on.
Yes.
Non-conforming of the same or different uses.
We left that just to make sure you run a ball.
So we take uses out and put it at the end? Use at the end?
Jews?
So long as such expansion
Yeah,
does not
if you
result in
wanna say
additional
something-
non-conforming
Uses and
of
ended
the
at
same
uses.
or different use.
In
So
which case you don't-
ended at
In which
uses.
case you don't need of the same or different. You just say,
Correct.
so long as such expansion does not result in additional non-conforming uses.
That's right. So we'll just remove of the same or different.
Okay.
Or, but then you gotta read the or.
Right, unless you go with the bottom choice.
There was two options then.
Oh, there are
Option
options.
2. Expansion does not result in additional non-conforming use.
In which case it doesn't matter what we just said.
So that basically just says, if it's a pre-existing non-conforming use, they can't expand it.
That was classic.
You have anything
Yeah,
else?
That I think we agreed to have that first part of it. There was a reason
It's
behind it.
1974.
What was the reason? Do you remember,
That's the
Ryan?
start of
I thought we
zoning.
talked about 50%.
We wanted to do a 50% expansion, not 100%. But I don't see that written in here at a 50%. I see it at 100%.
We can table that one section and revisit it during the committee.
This should have, what it is if something happened to a parcel and they wanted to rebuild to compete with the times, that we were gonna allow them to basically, the way it's written, we're allowing them to pretty much double. Say, take a 1,400 square foot house.
I think that
They
was
can
the-
put 2,800 square foot house in.
I think that was Adopt a Soldier's building. I think it was.
Right, but that's the way it's written. It's written that it's 100%, and we wanted to make that 50% instead of 100%. And it didn't get changed in this packet. So that should have been written a 50% expansion, not
We can table
100%.
this section.
Yeah, I would
Yeah, bring it back
table that,
next
we'll
Thursday.
get the writing.
Get the
We
right
agreed at
language.
50%.
They want to table the whole thing instead of piecemeal.
They want to just
No,
table.
no, we're just gonna table that
Just that
section.
one.
You're disagreeing? No, they're doing.
So we're going to table 129-109?
Yeah, and basically, the only change will be the
verbiage.
50% and to remove the of the same or different. I mean, if we want to
We can
go with
move
that,
forward
we
with
can
it.
move forward right now. If we just make sure we put that change in there. It was at 50%. 100%, that's what we agreed to, was,
All right, so that's a typo, from 100 to 50%.
That meeting, Tony?
No, John Lamb was. But it was, it'll be a 50% instead of 100%. And we can remove the of the same or different. I think that's what we were looking for, and not the or.
So it would read 50% of the area of use existing on May 6, 1974, so long as such expansion does not result in additional
Where is the
non-conforming
50%?
uses.
100% should be 50.
Should be 50.
Okay, that should be 50.
So that would read 50%, and we'll remove of the same or different. And was there anything else?
Yes, on the previous page, in the definition of non-conforming use, I would suggest adding the words "in existence" right before the final clause where it says "prior to enactment of this chapter." I would suggest adding the words "in existence."
In existence, okay.
The page before, yeah.
I just
Yep, right
turned
there. In existence. So it's going to go right in here. So it was situated in existence prior to the enactment of this chapter.
After the comma before prior.
Yep.
Okay. Guess we should have had you at our meeting.
Couldn't
I was
afford it.
invited.
Oh. Guess you should have showed up.
Attendance at those meetings are compensated with this.
Yeah.
Oh,
worth-
planning
worth the
board gets
trip.
fresh cookies, though.
So
Yeah, no
John,
kidding.
non-residential is also 50%?
Don't tell.
In B? On that 109-129-109?
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. It's 50%, not all.
Great.
Can we make these changes right now and do it?
Yeah, I don't consider those, I mean, it's up to the board. If you consider those very material changes, then you have to continue and renotice the public hearing. I don't consider those very material changes that would require further public hearing, especially given the nature of the comments thus far in the public hearing.
I'll make a motion subject
You want to read
to,
what the changes are first, Sue?
Sure.
So we're on the same page.
Non-conforming use. Council is suggesting after the comma, situated comma, put in existence prior to the enactment of this chapter. And then 129, the next page, 129-109 expansion. Under B, it's going to be maximum allowable expansion for non-conforming uses shall be non-residential 50%. And then under residential, the same, under 2, residential is 50%.
And you're also deleting the words
of the same.
Of the same or
Of the same or different in both places.
Yeah, so a period after the word uses.
Correct, and you're also going with that paragraph and not the part that's on the same page under the word "or."
Correct. As long as we all agree here. That's what we agreed to at the,
Yeah.
all right. We did give options.
Somebody want to make a motion on this?
I'll make a motion that with those amendments, that we adopt the code amendments.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
That's here.
Carried.
Okay, good.
Health insurance benefit. You want to talk about it, Suzie?
Sure, so number 7 and 8, those are just, it's to authorize the agent of the employer to deliver and deliver to the administrative agent of the plan. It's just our health insurance coverage. And then the second one is for our HRA. And we do these in November because our benefit year starts on December 1st. We used to do these in the organizational resolutions.
You all got it right up there.
Who administers the program, Sue?
Nancy.
Nancy.
No, I mean not inside. Who?
Marshall Sterling.
Okay.
Yep.
We have a subsidiary in our bank that does that kind of work, so I want to make sure I didn't have a conflict.
Yes.
I'll make the motion to approve the health insurance benefits.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
And then the arrangement.
Health reimbursement arrangement.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Amendment to Resolution 22, Central County Youth Bureau, appointment of rec director as representative, which would be Ross McNeil.
Correct. So in our organizational resolution of this year, 22 and of 2023, the appointment was the administrator of Parks and Recreation, and that title has changed. So now it would be the appointment of the Recreation Director as the representative.
Have a motion?
Is it required? Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Well, it's something with the county, and Ross said he'd do it.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that,
We got a second?
I already seconded it.
All in favor?
aye.
Opposed? Carried. Committee reports.
We had our Champlain Hudson open house. What date was that? Thursday, the 8th.
Great attendance.
No. 19th. It was well attended by town officials. And one resident who is actually very much affected by it, so it was, useful for him. And everything we learned about it was, it was useful.
Yeah.
I wish, more of the,
I don't know what happened. I thought it was a different day and I
28
completely
people.
went.
but I will say, if anybody needs fill or knows any large projects, they will be removing 15,000 cubic yards of fill as they dig, which is 855 truckloads. And they need a place to disperse it, because when they follow through, they will be filling it with concrete over the top of both pipelines.
You could use some fill.
And they have no idea where the fill's gonna go.
Just,
So if anybody wants any contact information, I have like
I need some.
100 business cards in my car. And just so people are aware too, the initial, for easements, the initial price per acre they gave for permanent easements was $44,000
Per acre?
per acre for permanent easements. And the price per acre for temporary easements was $8,800.
Can they divert that towards my house?
And then scenarios based on impact and disturbance is in the process of being negotiated from there. So that's up to the residents, but again, in the meeting minutes, so it's online, anybody needs information, we have the 800 number and the direct contact person to go to, and the direct contact person from the state. What was his role? If there's any issues, you get to tell on him. Not, you get to tattletale to him, and he takes care of it for you too. So we have contact information if anybody needs it.
I got into a major confrontation with National Grid over that at my house, and didn't end well for them, because they were adamant that they owned my field, and they found out after an hour and a half they were the ones trespassing, not me.
Yeah.
But
If that happens to anybody,
he advised me to call
lots
the
of contact
county.
people and phone numbers.
He told me to call the county and have it changed. I said, no, I know what I own, I know what I pay taxes on.
Yeah.
It's obvious you don't know what you own and what you pay taxes on. They were close, but they wasn't there. And it had to do with this easement with the railroad, why they really wanted it bad, because apparently it was probably worth $44,000 to them.
Yeah, they need more money.
Thank you, Aaron.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Aaron.
Maria, controller's report.
There's more on committee, right?
I'm sorry.
So I sat down with Nancy in the park on this community day and to get some events going, and we could use some input, on some of the things that maybe we'd like to see there other than rides and amusement and all the other stuff, so.
We just want to downsize it.
One of the things are a band, which I think she's already hooked us up with that. But there's some things maybe to draw. I think we were looking for something that's going to draw the 18 to 30-year-olds.
Well, we had
Other than
coming,
Xbox?
I was going to joke about some, I won't say.
Other than Xbox.
Yeah. John, what night are we doing music? Wednesdays.
July and August.
It'd be nice if we could.
That was mentioned. We did.
Fireworks we're gonna have to do.
We're doing it Wednesday?
Yeah.
And I think we
Meetings
did
on Wednesday.
pick a date.
Huh?
I know.
I got meetings on Wednesdays.
You can miss it.
I think it's in the last week in June.
That's graduation weekend, just an FYI.
Yeah.
Maybe the 27th. Yeah, I didn't want to do it 4th of July.
Yeah.
And I think
It's
that's on
graduate
a
Friday.
Tuesday. So it's not the weekend before the 4th, and it's not the weekend after the 4th. It would be the second weekend before the 4th in June.
Graduation.
Hold on.
Is it
yeah.
graduation weekend?
No. Graduation
Well, we haven't
is
nailed it down, but
Friday the 28th. The 4th is obviously 6 days later. So it must be Saturday the 22nd?
possible.
And Mike, they want to have a Dunkin' booth, and they all wrote your name in. They all wrote your name in.
I did it one
I
year,
might
I'm not
do
doing
it
it
with
again.
supervisor.
I tried even put a stick in the machine and they still got me wet.
Yeah. I want to say thank you to Sue for setting up the trunk or treat last Friday afternoon.
Yeah, that was a
It
big
was
success.
fun.
Yeah.
I went to the wrong one. There was one at Gavin Park.
It was well attended,
Yeah.
it was quiet, but.
I thought it was ours. I
Well
went to
attended,
that
like it
one.
was cute.
Yeah.
The troopers might have
Yeah,
done the trunk decorating,
Yeah, I like that.
but the kids love the fire
Yeah.
truck, they got to ring the bell. The sheriffs were there, there was a lot of
So Gavin,
participation.
the
big
school
trucks,
must have
Mike-
did one.
They
Yeah.
brought some big
Dorothy
trucks
Nolan.
in.
Dorothy Nolan PTA.
You brought
So
some
Dorothy
Play-Doh
Nolan
in.
did one as well, and that
We
was,
did bring,
Popular with
the preschool
parents.
brought Play-Doh. The kids weren't enthused, they were like, what is that?
My mother won't-
Play-Doh, and we're like,
My mother won't
where's
let
the
me have
candy?
yeah, Kim won't let that stuff in the house either.
Play-Doh? No.
No, it's in the,
You're not allowed to eat it.
no, for some reason, when we have it, I have to replace the carpets. I don't know
You're
what
not supposed to put it on the floor.
Well, you tell
I'm
3-year-old that. I don't do it.
Use it every time.
You all set?
I'm good. Anybody else?
Everybody good?
Thank you.
Thank you. Maria?
Thank you. So the first item on our comptroller's report is the 2023 budget transfers. And the first item under that category is, I just need a couple of extra dollars for our actuary. The town utilizes an actuary to perform a valuation for the OPEB benefit. We record a post-employment benefit liability on our books. So it's a 2-year report, but we were advised that the key assumptions that are used to develop the liability have changed such that there could be a significant impact on our financial statements. So they're going to perform a roll-forward procedure, which of course costs extra money. So I have about $1,200. The total fee is $1,650, and I just need a few extra $100 to satisfy that. The second item is for the Trails program. We're doing an improvement at the Ruggles Road Trail, the north end, is it?
The Nealman Trail and also 80 Road Trailhead. I'd like to make sure Mike and his crew get credit because they paved parking lots for them.
Yeah, I noticed the parking lot on E Road looks real good.
Gavin Park looks real good too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. You did a nice job there.
So we have an invoice for ground contact for that project of $1,197.59. And so in order to pay that, we would need to take money from our contingent account. And then the third and last item for this category is I just want to move the expenditure for our merit pay that we provide in January to the highway snow removal from the maintenance of roads, because it's in January that we provide the merit pay, so why not put it in the winter salaries category? So that's all I'm doing, is a general ledger reclass.
What if it doesn't snow?
That would be nice.
Money
They
in
still
the
get the
bank.
merit though.
I'll make a
That's fine.
motion,
Still
we
okay with
approve all 3 budget transfers.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you. The second category is our 2023 budget amendments, and the first item there is leveraging interest earned to help offset additional expenditures for our Meals on Wheels program. We have the benefit of having many volunteers who are, delivering meals to the elderly, and we had an increase in the total cost. Of course, the IRS had raised the mileage rate, so that had an impact as well on the expenditure. So this will take me through the rest of the year.
Can that come from ARPA funds?
It could, I think, we could potentially utilize. The second,
I thought we gave money out of ARPA funds.
Not to Meals on Wheels, though.
I thought we did, didn't we? No, we went to the food pantry, that's
Right.
right, that's right.
Yeah.
But they gotta get their food someplace to get their meals on wheels.
the second and third items under this category is leveraging additional sales tax that we received to offset costs for, one, a laptop for the electronic banking that we do. We have a dedicated laptop that's not connected to our server that we use just to do that internet transaction so that we don't have any mishaps at the bank site that affect our internal server. So we have a new updated laptop for that. And also, we had over the summer, I believe in June, we had an issue on Hearthstone Road where the road actually collapsed, and we received the invoice from William Monroe, Billy Morris, sorry, for $52,564 for the correction of that.
When I saw the controls report, it was the first I heard of it. What caused the...
That was a drainage issue.
Oh, was it?
It was a drainage.
Yeah.
Ongoing
Drain problem fixed?
It was 11 foot underground.
Wow.
4 foot, or 6 foot pipe.
Wow.
Yeah, I got one out in front of my shop that's broken.
Somebody want to make a motion on these budget amendments?
I'll move to approve the budget amendments.
Are we doing that with the ARPA or?
No, not at this time.
Okay. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you. And our last category is personnel. Sam Bradley is our part-time cleaner, and she has submitted her resignation effective October 20th. And the second item under personnel is Sue Baldwin, our town clerk, is requesting to attend the Regional Educational Seminar for the New York State Town Clerks Association. The meeting takes place December 3rd to 4th in Geneva, and because the...
Switzerland?
I'm sorry? Geneva, Switzerland, yes.
One-way
And I'm going with her, too. I just forgot to put my name on. Approval is necessary, because it does require overnight travel.
I'll make a motion, we allow it.
Yeah. It's not going to change my vote. I'm just curious why we have trouble maintaining the part-time cleaner.
So in this particular case,
Hours, pay, or they just find something else?
no, she has a lot of different irons in the fire, and I think as a caregiver, she was being pulled in some directions that were taking her
And that
away from the ability to...
I got it taken care of.
Didn't that get reviewed at the time of the, who sat down with her, the interview?
I did not, so I don't know.
Somebody make a motion on those
I
two
think it was
things?
made.
Second?
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. I haven't talked to Sue yet, but that part-time cleaner, we got a part-time girl in the town clerk's office. She would be interested in that job.
Really?
Yeah.
And she is a worker.
That the one I met today?
Right, she don't have she's married but no kids, so she'd have a lot of time.
More hours?
Well, I'm assuming she would be then full-time. and she would get health insurance benefits and all of the benefits related to full-time.
Well, we just convert her item that's in the clerk's office to full-time?
How would that even work?
We would split it between the two departments. Yeah.
And I think, I'm pretty sure she was saying her husband carries the health insurance, but
Can they hold two part-time jobs in one?
I think we can figure it out, but I don't want to, it's hard to get help, so I don't want to lose it.
Especially to do that kind of work.
Right.
correct. Correct.
Well, I'm saying
Got
it's
somebody who's
there was
already on
other
site.
two
Applicants too, that-
half-time items. Does that qualify as a full-time item?
Yes.
Yeah, you just divvy it up, you divvy it up on the,
We'll figure it
it
out.
just gets divided.
Yep.
So do we need a motion to
Well,
authorize?
No, I'd wait on that, right?
I'd like to get it over with so we can get her to work.
Let's put her to work.
All right, I'll make a motion to,
Julie Johnson.
JJ.
An effective date?
Tonight?
tomorrow?
Could we do it for the...
Well, I think we better talk to her
Beginning of
first.
payroll, how's that?
Right.
Yeah,
At
Tuesday,
the beginning of the next pay period?
Yeah.
I'd like to get it approved and then Maria can figure out how to handle it.
So I'll make a motion,
So Tuesday the
effective
10th?
at the beginning of the next pay period, to
Yes.
If she agrees to it.
to expand the duties
It is a second.
to full-time, half-time town clerk, half-time cleaning.
Awesome.
Second,
Too
Second.
much verbiage.
in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried.
Thank you.
Anybody in the crowd like to speak?
Scott?
The crowd.
Hearing none, I'll make a motion.
Tonight?
It's not quite a crowd.
I'll make
Wait for lately.
a motion to adjourn.
You got nothing to say,
I
Mike?
don't think we've seen as few people
You
here.
look,
He said he was bored.
you look tired. Thank you all for
Taking us
coming.
all out for coffee.
He's trying to give us a false sense of security.
Today, that's why I'm-
We're all on the edge of our seat. Yeah, yeah.
Told you, I'm watching you.
First